If you have ever said things like, I can't even draw stick figures, this is a friendly place for you. Welcome. When I was 3 or 4, all the neighborhood boys would gather in their tribunal Lord of the Flies style meeting. There was the one boy whose dad had a motorhome, and he was like, oh, I'm the king of all of you. He got up on the bumper and was like, anyone whose name starts with a letter L may join me. My name's Larry. I get to go. He'd climb up there and he's like, we're buds now. None of you guys are buds. There's a drawing. You have to go through the process. Then you could be a bud. But for now, it's just us two. They never called my name.
I am a nothing. I would have been called because my name starts with an L.
Fuck you. You're not my friend. If it's your goal to get good at drawing, or you're already good at art and you're looking to improve your craft, you must be lost.
I did not see that coming.
If that's you, I am standing on the bumper, the metaphorical motorhome, and I am not calling your letter. In other words, go away. You're not invited to my video. This video is for slackers and those who are looking to use your passion to get laid. Yes. This technique requires you to learn 3 things. 1, the 2 methods of putting an image onto a piece of paper, whether it be the fold and press or the trace and press, which I'll explain later. Step number 2 is lines. How to put down lines in a drawing to make them look artistic and not just like a drawn line. And 3, bullshit shading of some kind. All you're gonna need is a pencil and some clean white paper and an image that you're going to use as either a reference or the actual print image for your drawing. As a precursor to this technique, you only ever start with a very light outline. Step 1 gives you 2 options to pick from in the creation of your new drawing. The kind of picture you're drawing will determine the method that you use to draw it. If the picture you're gonna draw is symmetrical, then you're gonna go with the fold and press technique. Now I'm gonna demonstrate a skull because skulls are really easy to draw. In order to draw a skull, all you have to do is make sure that the basic components of the skull are there, and it should look pretty badass as long as, you know, both sides look the exact same, which is what this technique is gonna do. Get a pencil. I like to use mechanical pencils because there's a really small bar of lead that doesn't get wider as it gets dull, so you can have nice sharp lines pretty much always. That's why I use those to draw pictures a lot. What you're gonna do is fold a piece of paper in half, make a crease right down the middle, and at exactly the center of the page, start drawing half of the picture you're going to draw. You can either make up your own picture if you have some idea of what you're going to do, because remember, even a picture that's really hideous, if it looks exactly the same on both sides, is still symmetrical, and by default, still looks good. The sketch and press technique is good for drawing anything. It can be another person's drawing, a photograph of a person. What you're gonna do is take a very sharp pencil and you're gonna deeply trace in the lines on the piece of paper that has your image on it. This is one that I pulled off the internet under flower tattoo design. So as you can see, it's very complicated looking and beautiful. Step 2, line variance. In order to establish a really artistic looking line in your drawing, you need to vary the intensity of the line. You do this by pushing harder in certain areas when you draw and pushing lighter in other areas. Dark around the curve and then it lightens up, and then it darkens. Having a variance in the line makes it look very deliberate and intentional and artistic. Step 3 is shading of some kind or coloring. So this is going to finish the drawing. You can use markers like these to color in your drawing any way you want, like an adult coloring book. If you have a picture on your phone, you can use it to reference the picture. If you forget where certain things are shaded or, colored, this will help you to keep the idea and picture of what you're drawing fresh in your head. One universal truth about art is that it is subjective, which means that you could put any ridiculous bullshit down on paper and justify it as being meaningful or spiritual. And you can even use it to make yourself cry. Like you see, I put the chair there bigger than it normally should be to represent the fact that I always felt like the chairs were too high up for me to get a seat at the table.
Whoa, that was so deep.
And I feel like in order to get over that hurdle in my life, I need to make my fear of it known to others so I can face it.
Aww.
I'm actually starting to cry.
I so bought it. Aww, baby.
I believed it. Bam! For me, game has always been hard. And anytime I'd ever try to talk to a girl I liked, they would just stay quiet and look at me like they didn't like me. In all of my years of experience with girls, I have learned this. Girls are like frightened woodland creatures. You can be a genuinely nice guy and approach a pretty girl with the intention of hopefully getting to meet her, get to know her, fall in love with her. She will still assume that you are a scumbag with bad intention, and her guard will go up immediately, and then all the shit tests come, and then she's making fun of you, and you have no idea why, because you haven't done anything. Just trying, hi, how you doing? With those shoes? You're gonna approach me with those shoes? This fucking nerd! Help! Well, that's their guard coming up. Danger! And pew! Off into the fucking woods they go. I noticed that when I ignored them and drew pictures, one of them started talking to me. She was like, "That's so cool. I didn't know you can draw. Oh, what is that? I like that." By using this technique in the right way, you will successfully create the opportunity and an excuse for pretty girls to talk to you too. But this doesn't guarantee you a girl. You might still fuck that up. Might say something like, or nice to meet you.
Women are assholes.
I know.
Why do you want to be with women? I mean, really, you guys? Find a new hobby. Seriously, they are horrible. So into themselves and hair and their face and their blah. Go freaking find something else to do.
But be a woman. Don't do that anymore.
Don't do that. I mean, just really.
Thank you for watching my video. As always, subscribe to my channel. Like the comment button. Laura, come say goodbye.
No. Goodbye.